Hey, Dark here, back with Foxdie yet again.
What's up, guys?
And today we're playing Wingman on Blood Drive.
Gears 3, not Gears 2.
Yes, and we don't play Wingman that often, and this isn't the best gameplay, but it's the best of the gameplays that we had the day that we were recording Wingman. So, deal with it.
The whole Anthony, got a capture card not too long ago, so we're still working out, some things, but in the future we're gonna have a lot of cool stuff. So
Yes.
it'll be glorious.
So today we are talking about old games versus new games and what has changed and the good and the bad of each.
Yeah. So the first thing that I think of when I think of the difference between games nowadays and back in the day, games back in the day were a lot harder. Like boss fights were much more difficult. They required a lot more like circle strafing and like longer drawn out processes. And nowadays,
But if I want to butt in there for a second, hard to me is like, I don't know, like difficulty and stuff. I don't know how to put this.
I think
I
think bosses are more difficult if it requires you.
Yeah, like
do
I don't
a
like
long sequence without like a checkpoint.
Yeah, I don't like when boss fights are like random or something to the point where it's just like stupid hard, where it's just like random that you don't know what's gonna happen. Like, I'd like there to still be some structure to it, just to be challenging. I just don't like when it's just inconsistent to the point where it just makes it stupid hard.
Yeah, and with that, like nowadays.
Cough cough, the final battle on Silent Hill 3, which I just finished recently.
Yeah, he died like 14 trillion times, then he ended up
Like,
going on the beginner difficulty.
Yeah, like
it was
when
just
you die
impossible.
so many times on Silent Hill 3, if you've never played it before, after you die like, I don't know what it is, like 4 times in a row or something, it asks you if you want to switch to beginner mode, and it says like, do you want to switch to beginner mode? This is even easier than easy mode, and then you just feel like a faggot, because it's pretty much just like, well, you're terrible, so try this. And then I didn't switch to it immediately, but after dying like 6 more times, I just finally switched to beginner, and then I cried.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you got like games like nowadays where it's like think of Call of Duty. How when you do your missions, you have that little follow icon everywhere. You'll do a boss nowadays, and like in giant glowing red letters is like shoot here.
Yeah,
And
the exploration in old games was like so much better, because like you just said, like the newer games now, it's like just has a giant waypoint, like go here, like I just said in Silent Hill. I just finished that recently, and like the exploration in that game was really good, because like it didn't tell you like anywhere to go, but like you still figured it out eventually, and when you figured it out, it was like a lot more satisfying than just, oh, giant arrow here.
I just think companies are just trying to like make it so the casual gamer can beat it, and I don't think they should do that. They should, tend to the more hardcore players that actually want to challenge.
And also the most obvious difference is all the DLC crap you get with games now. I mean, nothing wrong with DLC, but then you get games to the point that like leave stuff out on purpose just so they can make a DLC later, which is really annoying.
Street Fighter vs. Tekken 12 on disc characters you have to pay $20 extra for. Yeah.
And like you were telling me the other day that you saw an article that said something about like what will games be like in the future when this generation shuts down. You won't be able to get like half the DLC for older games.
Yeah, they had an article about it in Game Informer. They had a good example, Batman Arkham City. To play, like, I don't have the game, so I don't know the exact details. I think it's the Catwoman stuff.
Yeah, you get Catwoman
game,
when you buy the game.
Yeah, you have to download that from the marketplace. So let's say it's like 4 years from now or whatever, and they don't support that anymore. You can't even finish Arkham City because there's no online features anymore.
Granted, though, that Catwoman doesn't make or break the game, but like that, it is a part of the game that they intended to be like in there, but yet somehow they decided to make it DLC instead.
Yeah.
It ties in with the story and everything, but they just decided to do that for whatever reason to avoid used games sales, I guess.
Well, kind of, I guess, along the lines of sales, a thing that games do nowadays, I hate how like shorter games are. Like games back in the day took like over like 10 hours to beat, and like the average length of a game nowadays is like 6 hours, even
Yeah,
on like the harder difficulties.
I've been on like a PS2 game spree lately. I've been playing like the God of Wars and Shadow of the Colossus and all these different PS2 games that I never got to play a long time ago, and they generally take me between 8 and 10 hours is like an average length for a PS2 game for me.
Yeah.
So,
And, I mean, there are still some games nowadays that are long, like Final Fantasy and
but
you know like RPGs, but that's about it.
I mean, it's like disgusting to me when games come out like Darkness 2, 4 hours. Are you kidding me? Like I like did everything too. Like it only took me 4 hours.
Yeah, and then there's that one indie game called Swords and Monsters that you could beat in like 0.6 seconds. I mean, come on. No, I'm kidding. That game's cool.
Well, we're like
Oh,
already
wow.
out of time.
Well,
That was pretty quick.
I'm like, well, we'll probably come back to this topic at some point. I mean, this is a literally like endless debate of how like gaming has changed so much.
Well, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed our discussion, and leave your opinions in the comments if you want. And go check out my other videos and Foxdie555's channel, which will be in the description.
Yeah, because like this video if you like women.
Yeah.
You should go. But yeah, you should definitely check out my channel. I have some pretty cool stuff. So thanks to Anth, you know, for always letting me join along on his voyages on the grid old YouTube.
Okay, so we'll catch you next time.
Later.